28 wins this year for Shapovalov. The best year in terms of victories was 2019 when he won 38 matches that year. Which was the year he won the title here.
Second service.
We've been seeing plenty of points like that in terms of de Miñaur, what he's looking to do, his end of the court.
He's very good at holding the baseline, isn't he? And the key against Shapovalov, if you don't give him that time to set up and unload with the big weapons.
Good tennis from the Australian.
Yeah, very quick to pick up that ball slightly shorter and move on to it. Asking a lot of himself, Shapovalov, to play with that sort of loop. The ball coming through the surface quickly. It's traditionally been one of the quicker surfaces here in Stockholm. I love the atmosphere here. It's one of the few events that's actually played at a tennis club, isn't it? Queen's always comes to mind as well.
Did you ever go to the tournament when they tried it at that purpose-built venue? Because they moved away, didn't they, from this club?
I didn't go to that one, no. I think I might have boycotted in protest.
That's why they changed it back, right? That's special tennis.
Yeah, it really is high quality. And, well, I'm sure not too many matches go by without talking about de Miñaur's speed, but let's not forget Shapovalov, a pretty impressive athlete himself, although he couldn't run that one down.
Never really shows much reaction, does Adolfo Gutierrez, de Miñaur's coach. Well, in truth, that has been an issue for Shapovalov. When he serves one double fault, the second and third can come quite quickly. and challenged him as well. It's also not a good sign.
That's a wishful challenge.
That's brilliant. Confident play to save the break point.
Yeah, never get tired of playing that particular combination. What he's looking for, that ball to float, is we know he's got no problem generating pace. You don't want to get behind early against anybody, do you? It's one as tenacious as Miñaur.
These two actually did play each other in the final of the Wimbledon Juniors in 2016. Shapovalov winning 6-3 in the third. That's a really good guess. One. On hard as well, the most recent being Atlanta in the summer.
Yeah, he did that in Atlanta in style, didn't he? Shapovalov doing well, just get that ball down and make it a little awkward.
There was that week in Atlanta in 2019. It was a remarkable stat. He became just the third player since 1991 to not face one break point all week and win a title. The other two players to do that, Tommy Haas, 2007. You don't have to do much digging to think of the next player.
And guess who? It wasn't Carlos or Metallica.
And you probably don't have to do much digging to think of the surface as well. Great serve. He's winning this battle at the moment. And it's a total miss hit off the return that just dropped in.
Yeah, this could be tough to deal with because the good length, you're not quite sure of the bounce, but unlike you, Basil, Miñaur's staying sharp and ready to play another ball. I'll explain why he's there and we're here.
It reminded me of Tiafo, actually. Was it a couple of years ago in Washington?
That's right, yeah. Is your memory still working?
Ivan did himself a bigger hole, and I think it was Medvedev he played.
I think so. I think you're right as well. It was on the second court, wasn't it? It wasn't on centre. The thing is, both those guys got the speed to sort of stop and then pick up where they left off, haven't they?
That's the type of tennis that Shapovalov wants to play. served for the set yesterday, de Miñaur, which, to be honest, against JJ Wolf was the only blip. It was a couple of, it was in fact 3 forehand errors. Just got a little tentative on that wing. That particular shot, even though he just missed it, was a good strike.
Inside, it's toe-to-toe stuff, isn't it? De Miñaur again will not back off.
You surprised we haven't seen any slices from Shapovalov?
Yeah, I think his initial game plan was to try and hit through the defences. That's something he does massively instinctively, isn't it? So it might be something you might look to go to, but I'm definitely sticking with the all guns blazing approach initially. Interesting. I think, obviously, of course you want to get off to a good start, but I often wonder how important is it, because players often do get chances in matches. If it doesn't go well, the momentum can then swing back your way. Doesn't mean it's.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's almost like that point, if that's more important than actually the outcome is more important than the fact that it's the first game for de Miñaur. Who comes out on top in those
score? Yeah, and who's winning those sort of psychological battles early on, perhaps. And again, like what Shapovalov was doing early on, just hitting big targets.
In terms of the longer rallies, the Australian has won 7 of the 10 points over 9 shots.
Quite remarkable. We've had 10 points over 9 shots already.
Brilliant from Shapovalov as another long point.
That's good skills in the end, because it looked as though he got himself into a little bit of trouble with the drop shot. Miñaur up there pretty quickly, but that was just a flick of the wrist and just making it awkward enough that de Miñaur couldn't do as much with it as he would have liked.
Yeah, 10 points from 0 to 8 shots, and 10 points from 9 plus. Don't often have that.
No.
Sweet. Shapovalov is with Peter Polansky, former Canadian player. That's not Peter Polansky. It's really good.
Because it's not just the strike, is it? Just footwork up inside the court. To the power alone, it seems already it's not enough to get through. De Minaur's going to be taken a little bit early as well. Well, this is a bruising start, isn't it? I just wonder if that might be the difference between the two, the ability to make those returns. De Minaur, from memory, is just about flawless in putting returns back into court. And the oranges, Polanski. Shapovalov have a few chances here, makeable returns.
He's reached the semi-finals of his last couple of ATP tournaments, Shapovalov. He's had some good consistency in recent weeks. And as for De Minaur, he's looking to reach his 5th semi-final in 2022. And a really good service hold, had to save the break points. In fact, just the one break point, but had plenty of game points. And almost the best game to win, those long ones.
Yeah, best way to go about it, the most sort of impact on his opponent, perhaps.
This is absolutely brilliant ball striking from De Minaur. The consistency, the length. His best finish in terms of his ranking was 3 years ago. He finished that year at 18. Last year he finished at 34, De Minaur. Of course, he had problems in the middle of last summer with COVID. Wonder whether this game is a case of what happened in the previous game. Second double fault. As we know, it can often be hard for a player to keep their focus when their opponent is having that medical timeout. That's two good serves from De Minaur. Miñaur's off to Basel next week. Shapovalov will be in Vienna.
Not quite getting the timing right there. He got himself into a good position, turning that point around. Miñaur. Excellent length there, and just how quickly he spots. I know it's something probably we drove our coaches nuts with, not getting up to the short ball. Well, that's how to do it, isn't it? So quickly spotted by the Aussie, and then the foot speed to match.
Which you can't take for granted just because you're a great mover and quick.
Yeah. Nicely done again, makes it easier for himself because he's so quickly up. Yeah, there's different elements to speed for me. There's the anticipation, the balance, the technique of the movement, the awareness that it's a good serve, he might get a short reply. So he's ready to move forward.
Just out-rallying Shapovalov. Interesting set of tennis.
Still, he just about gets there. That's, again, another well-constructed point. So we want to see from Shapovalov. We know he's got the shots.
Yeah, I think that's where he's been good, isn't he? He has been passed, but it's not a case of, well, I can't come forward. It's, well, maybe I've just got to do a little bit better on the volleys, which he most certainly did there.
And the approach, you saw how deep Miñaur. That was a great view of where he was attempting to make the pass from.
That's first ace of the encounter. And you serve that wide one a lot, opens up the room to hit the one down the middle. Tactically, really smart tennis. You can't miss that, can you?
Just looked as though he ran onto it, didn't maybe play it with due care.
I certainly hope that doesn't come back to hurt him.
Just good quality. Proximity to the lines, he's able to find a little bit of angle. This one breaks the sidelines despite being pushed back, and again he's in the court, able to break that sideline. Even Miñaur can't run that one down.
Battle on for the American number one. It certainly feels at the moment that it will be Fritz, but Tiafoe keeps winning.
Yeah, it's great news for the Americans who won that whole group of players pushing each other. City Quarter in better form recently. Penalty, but Mackenzie McDonald winning matches. He played well. Victory over Roberto Batista Gu in Naples yesterday.
Tiafoe currently 1,000 points behind Fritz.
Which is a lot, isn't it? Count for that title in Indian Wells. Very impressive from Fritz in Tokyo, wasn't it? The trials and tribulations. As Dimonor levels things up at 5-all. Yeah, Fritz was in quarantine in Seoul, wasn't he? He was only released on a Wednesday morning, flew that day to Tokyo, played his first round match that night, and then went on to win the trophy. Hopefully showing some real signs of that grit and determination to move up and get himself a spot in Turin. Thinking Shapovalov is starting to build some momentum, playing some good tennis at the important end of the set. That doesn't help his cause a whole lot.
So that was a serve and see. Didn't necessarily serve and volley straight away.
Yeah, I think he knew pretty quickly that the contact was good, the accuracy was going to draw Dimonor wide, that delayed move forward.
So strong.
It is. Load up those legs. Loose whipping arm coming through.
Some second serve again, as it was at love 15. Handling the pressure. Again, another impressive point. He had to.
That.
Was that the right shot from Shapovalov?
Based on evidence, the answer is no. In the end, Dimonor quite comfortably there. And look, his momentum sort of is leaning forward. He's onto it in a flash.
strong out of the forehand corner in defence, Shapovalov.
13.
In many ways, this set would deserve to go to a tiebreak, given what we have seen.
Batting down the hatches, isn't he? Miñaur, rock solid.
Talk about the unforced errors from Shapovalov, an impressive number, just 6. Miñaur, just 4.
Yeah, well, you somewhat expect that from the Aussie. Phil Shapovalov, that's sort of the barometer of how he's going to do. It's always going to be the big shots and the winners.
And a run of 10 consecutive points on serve for Miñaur. Tiebreak it is. He had a break apiece at the beginning of the set. For the moment, he was able to break back. Love to Miñaur. These two have held serve fairly comfortably. Marzi, are you a subscriber to what's happened in the set? Counts for a lot in the tiebreak? Or do you think it's just a clean slate?
I don't think it's completely clean slate. And again, talking about building up into the tiebreak. Having said that, I think both are in a pretty good place. And that's a very promising start. Nice to get that first point under the belt. Particularly Shapovalov. I always feel he can play with a bit more freedom. He plays with quite a lot of it anyway. But nice to have that cushion. But you know, as you've been talking about, it's been a lot tidier from Shapovalov. If he doesn't give anything away, you imagine he's going to land a big blow at some stage.
Both men are in credit this year in terms of tie breaks. Shapovalov's won 18, lost 14. Miñaur won 15, lost 10.
He does make the first move, a couple of big backhands. Breaking that sideline again. This one a lot more whip on it, but still able to accelerate through the ball. And a narrow passage to hit it in. Obviously can't let that ball travel too far. It's got a dip, but no problem generating spin.
Yet again with the pass.
Impatient as well. He knows he's not looking for the winner. It's just to draw his man wide. If he doesn't make the perfect contact, court's wide open. A lot of work to do though. Miñaur hasn't got to retrieve one of these serves. Shapovalov has shown him the one up the tee every now and again, but you'd almost settle for Miñaur sitting on that wide one throughout. That's pretty tough to, he held his ground, it's still pretty tough to make it back into court.
He's finding the first serves, 2 out of 2 in the tiebreak. start of the set.
Just a big pressure release. It's a heavy contact, isn't it? There's a little brush or margin on it.
You mentioned to me Miles at 5-all when he hit a couple of big second serves that he made, but it could have easily missed one or two of those.
I just wonder if that frustration is really just lingering, and I think all players have them. Those shots that they miss, and they've got more significance than just the miss. It's almost opening that can of frustration that buried deep. You've got to wonder. I mean, you mentioned it's not a list to be proud to be near the top of, third on the double faults this year. Was that total? Closely followed by Borje Aliassime. It's something that's always sort of lingered around. A couple of years ago, I remember doing a match. You should have 5 double faults in a row.
Oh, that is so good. How quickly did he close down the net for the volley, de Miñaur, and he's ahead in the tiebreak for the first time.
So good this play, because he's in a little bit of trouble. Shapovalov does well to get that ball dipping. He's able to just get a little bit on it because he closes down and then go back in behind. Excellent work.
Where does he go with his first serve? Shapovalov. Magnificent tennis. Good comeback.
Yeah, so much ground to cover. Accuracy not only with the serve, the forehand too. Good to see that reaction. He's a little calm. I remember watching him last year. Boy, he was frantic in his intensity.
Here on the second serve. It was the volley that let him down. And he is not going to miss that chance to be able to steal the point, de Miñaur.
Yeah, it was neither sort of deep nor short, just hung in the air long enough for de Miñaur to run it down. It doesn't need too many second invitations.
Just dial in there, knew exactly how he wanted to play that point. He was not going to give anything to Shapovalov. Right from the first ball this afternoon, this has been a brilliant performance. Times in this second set when Shapovalov has thrown everything at de Miñaur. He's been able to come up with some really big shots. Now, Australia, 2 match points. A 5th